Okay, here is a quick video regarding the monitor wiring or the Arcade CRT wiring on the Pandora's Box 6 Arcade Edition. Had a few people ask about this and asked to have a bit of an explanation of how the video feed is wired. It's really a standard JAMA wiring, so I'm not going to show anything here that anyone that knows something about JAMA wiring hasn't seen before, but here we go. So here's a little manual that comes with the Pandora's box, and you can see you have your wiring schematic here. You've got a bunch of connections that are listed as being on the solder side of the board, a bunch that are listed as being on the parts side of the board, and your JAMA harness. If we have a look at that, that's this black connector here. There are two layers of wires. So you have a layer of wire that's on the top, that's on the parts side of the board, and you have a layer of wires that's on the bottom, that's the solder side of the board. And the numbering schema takes you from one side of the harness to the other side of the harness and back. So in this particular case, if we look at the parts side, which will be the top part of the JAMA harness, this dual layer JAMA harness, and we work from something that's readily identifiable on the harness, the two grounds there. If I look on this side here, these two black wires, those are grounds. So if I work from the grounds to the next wire that's on the board, I see a red wire, that'll be my +5s. So here on the diagram again I see two grounds, so the first two pins will be grounds, the next two pins will be these +5 connections, and those are red. And then the NC means non-connection, not connected. So in the case of the Pandora's box, there are some JAMA pin connections that it doesn't need. You'll see that I have wires on my harness. It doesn't matter. It's basically just telling you that the Pandora's box will neither transmit nor receive any kind of signal through that connector. So if you have a wire connected there, it won't interfere with the Pandora's box. If you don't have a wire there, obviously it's a non-issue. Okay, so if we work from the grounds and the +5s up, what we want to get to is number 12 and 13, and N and P. Those are the four wires that you need on the signal for the video. So you have a wire that's going to give you your green signal, you have a wire that's going to give you your red signal, it's misspelled here, you have a video sync wire, also misspelled, and you have a blue video wire. Now, again, I'm looking at the top of the JAMA connector, which is a part side. So if I go back over here and I have a look, I can see that I have my red signal and I have my blue signal. And then if I were to go underneath, if I were to able to see underneath this JAMA connector, I would also see a green wire, and the video sync is usually a white wire. So if we come around to the back of the arcade cabinet now, and we have a look inside at my arcade chassis, monitor chassis, I can see here is my connector. I have my blue signal, I have my green signal, I have my red signal. I have a couple of white wires. One is the sync from the JAMA connector, and that's really it. That's how you get a arcade signal, CGA resolution signal from the Pandora's box into an arcade cabinet. If we go back around to the front, you can see we have other connectors available. We have a VGA connector, we have an HDMI connector, but on a old school, traditional, low resolution, standard resolution arcade cabinet, you don't need those. You're getting the signal. Everything is coming off of the JAMA connector. So the JAMA connector is supplying your power, and it's also taking all of your signals. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully that answers the questions a lot of people had about how this connects to an arcade monitor. If you have any questions, feel free to post them up. Thanks for watching.